everybody knows about BDSM. Like there's people for whatever reason that have this fetish or kink that they like to either be the dominant person in the sexual relationship or the submissive person in the sexual relationship. And a lot of people take this to a huge extreme, right? So there's like the whips and the chains and whatever else they do. But then a lot of people will even take their kinks out in public, and that's where it gets super creepy, like this.
Did you just put a cigarette into his mouth? That's...
Oh my God.
Oh, it's the video, if that's okay. I'm not judging. You're both consenting adults.
Oh, yeah.
Can I please capture your interactions? Thank you. Very kind of you. I wish everyone was as cool as this.
That's a dude on the ground.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have two consenting adults role-playing in public. And I'd like to be offended, but they're two consenting adults, and I support their freedom. But the viewers will be wondering, what is going on? What is going on?
This is a world of female supremacy.
Female supremacy?
Yeah. So they know that women are in charge and women are here to rule. So as the beta male...
Beta male? Are you a beta male? Okay, as the beta...
A beta male is basically a male that wasn't really born to be a man. As you can see, that's why she's in a pretty frilly dress.
Oh. Well,
my God.
I won't judge.
No.
But does that not hurt, the cigarette ash in your tongue? Is it okay if I speak to...
It's okay that
It's just so
And can you answer
unnerving.
questions? What? Oh, my phone's ringing. Quickly, what do you get out of it? Humiliation?
I'm judging.
Oh my gosh, it's so much judging. Like this is
All
your
the
life,
judgment.
dude. This is your life. And then they're on the street in front of
In
people.
public.
It's not even that they're doing it behind closed doors, but they're doing that in public. Oh my God. What country
yeah,
was that in? That wasn't America, was it?
It seemed like Ireland, maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Ireland or Scotland,
There's
one of
heavy
those.
accents.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, okay, so they're consenting, but so what? Like
Yeah.
it's still if they're going to be out in public to be judged, we're going to judge.
Totally judging.
That's fucking sick.
Somebody said, I'm sorry, I didn't catch who was it? Miss Cadillac. He has daddy issues too. Yeah, he does. There was also a dad not present in that home.
Oh my God.
Pretty certain about that too. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Lace Krupa Loredzen says, I have bottle fed and raised over 20 raccoons and have had a fawn sleep in bed with me. You're going to need to send an email to chicksontherightrule@gmail.com and immediately tell me how to do that.
Yes, you're basically living the life that Muck wants to lead. That's happening right now.
But when I showed this to you the other day, and then we got to talking about it with our team, we got into this whole conversation about that kind of kink and how when it's reversed, when it's the guy being the dominant person,
then it's not as weird.
It's not quite as weird, right? Like Shades of Grey, like how that was
like
a big
50 Shades of Grey. Well, 50 Shades of Grey, but he wasn't putting cigarettes out in her. You know, and I think that was like a phenomenon where we got flack because we would talk about those books and like it's sort of like smutty beach reading, and you'd read those books and it's like, I read 50 Shades of Grey. People would get really mad if you like a lot of the conservative Christians would be like, you shouldn't read that. It's total smut or whatever. Okay, well, it's a smutty beach read. You know, it's like
you're not allowed to read it as a Christian?
Well, I don't know. A lot of people, you're not allowed to wear shorts. You can't even wear shorts. You're a whore. You can't do a lot of stuff. But I mean, but my point is that you're right. The roles were sort of reversed, but they're not like he wasn't putting cigarettes out on her. It was just
in her mouth. Oh my
God.
God.
It was like a whole different thing. And then they ended up married, and it was, I don't know. It's just a little bit, it was a whole series. It was different, but people like our team was like, well, I mean, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. So you can't judge these people and not judge that. That's what they were saying to us. And I was like, well, I mean, okay, point taken, but it's all kind of like dominant behavior, but at the same time, like, is it?
Yeah, this idea of female supremacy
or male supremacy, like I think is in 50 Shades of Grey, male supremacy. The male was the one who was dominant. So are we supposed to be equal? Like, what is it? I don't know.
I guess it depends on the couple, which, again, if they are consenting, they can do this. I'm not suggesting that this be outlawed or whatever. I do think it's pretty gross to do it in public, but
it's
and
absolutely gross to do it in public.
It does seem like that is crossing a line of just decency, like public decency. I don't know what the laws are in whatever country they were in, but that seemed really disgusting.
Yeah, it was pretty
But
disgusting.
I mean, if this is like, if they want to do that at home, I guess, okay, but what is wrong with you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
and why is it that everybody needs to see that stuff now? It used to be that people would just, if you're going to be a freak, go be a freak on your own.
yeah.
Like quit showing us your freakiness. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. Kids don't need to see it. Nobody needs to see that. Just go be a freak on your own time.
Yeah. There's like, cause that's obviously BDSM with a side order of exhibitionism. Like they want to do the dominant submissive stuff, but they also need for everybody to see it. And that's
Nobody
really
wants
gross.
to see it. Nobody wants to see that. Yeah.
Nobody
That's
wants
all
to
for
see
them.
that.
Yeah. Nobody does.
Should we talk about the fact that you were reading 50 Shades of Grey when we went to Florida?
I actually read the first book. I didn't read any of the other ones. I read the first book. And Miriam gave me crap about it. She was like, "Oh my gosh, we have to sleep in the same bed in Florida, and you're reading that."
I just was like, I'm
book.
worried. I'm worried that you're reading this while I have to share a bed with you. So I'm gonna have a pillow in between us.
I assure
in the bed.
You don't need to worry. Yeah, and I mean, they were.
I don't know, because you're a screamer. You scream randomly.
I do
at night, and so who knows what else you're capable of.
But they're ridiculous books. They're just ridiculous, like beach ready kind of books, right? And so
they're like, I think I made it through a quarter of the first one before I was like, this is written so poorly,
right? They're like
that I can't read it anymore.
To me, they were like Fabio books. Remember Fabio? They're like those. I don't see how they're any different than those. And so it's just a different flavor, It's just sort of like that. So, and I saw what the fuss was about, and I'm like, well, this is kind of dumb. So moving along.
People are like, wait, you said she's a screamer. They're not able to let go of that. That you guys haven't heard the story about how we were in Vegas and we were.
Yeah, I have. Sometimes I get night terrors. I dream and I get night terrors. And I did that one time when we were traveling together, and I had a bad dream, and I screamed in my dream, and she still what did I sound like? I sounded
like that prairie dog,
the prairie dog,
like the meme of the prairie dog that's like,
yeah.
That's exactly what you sounded like.
She always sends me that meme of the prairie dog, and she's like, "This is you." I do.
It was. That's exactly what you sounded like, and it was terrifying to be woken up in such a manner. I will say.
Right.
So
yeah. Sorry.
Anyway, if you're gonna do BDS, that's fine. You do you. Keep it in your house, please.
Just don't show it to anybody else. Okay. These people are freaks. And enough of the beta males. Can we just not?
Yeah, they're so gross. God.